It's Reviews Day Tuesday, the first Reviews Day Tuesday for a long time. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's also Dungarees Tuesday. Yeah, that's the thing. Today I'm going to be talking about Nigel Slater's Toast, which is a fairly unusual book, and I pretty much just picked it up because it was called Toast. The whole book is centralised around a childhood. I think it's supposed to connect in some ways to Nigel Slater's childhood, or perhaps someone who works with food. I don't really understand the backstory, but it is really interesting the fact that this whole book has been revised around someone's love of food. And I just think that's a super interesting use of narrative, I guess. It's just a really interesting way to write a book, and I've seen books written in many different ways, but this is the first one that has been almost entirely about food, and I really enjoyed it. I think in many novels, the use of the sort of trivial domestic stuff can be used really well and very effectively, and I think in this book you don't lose sight of what it is to experience trivial domestic things, how much you actually enjoy being given toast instead of a real meal, and how much you enjoy your mother's cooking even though she's terrible at it, and how much you enjoy your father's temperament even though he often lashes out at you. That love of your parents that is almost connected through the trivial domestic day-to-day stuff that fills your early life, it's so important in a good novel to understand that and to really get a good backstory from the character before they start developing, and that's definitely what you get in this book. Although I did find that there was a bit of a leap between about the age of 8 and 14, and I didn't really fully understand that section, but it might have been particularly short because of the events that are contained within it, so I am acceptant of it, even though I didn't really enjoy it very much. But what can you do? Now, all of the characters in this book are wonderfully, wonderfully well written. There is a real sense of who they are and how they came to be bad people or good people or just sad people or whatever it is that they generally encompass, and you get a good idea of the time frame that it's in, mostly through the types of food they're eating because they're all a little bit outdated. But it definitely helps to cement what's happening within the novel. So everything about that is really great. There is a real letdown in the film because the characters seem a little bit flat, because I suppose it's a shorter time frame, but I think there was quite a jump to the aggressive nature of his father within the film, and I don't think he really came across as a real person because they only really showed him at times when he was being like hypersensitive to stuff, so They also skip through a lot of puberty in the film, which really annoyed me because it was such an integral part of the book that it seemed almost ridiculous to cut that out. Like, there were other bits that they contained in the film that seemed less worthy, but if you watch the film on its own, it's still very enjoyable, and it's got Helena Bonham Carter and Freddie Highball in it, and they're great, so yeah, you should probably watch that too. It definitely complements the book in many ways, so yeah, all in all, a great review. I give it quite a few stars on Goodreads, and if you want to hear more from me, you can see my Twitter, Tumblr and Goodreads in the link below, and also a link to the last episode I recorded, which was a long time ago. Sorry.